Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Star Report. This is Jason here at New Dimensions Crystals and Reiki in downtown Brandon, Texas. And today's report is for September the 3rd, 2025 through September the 9th, 2025. And as usual, we start with our closest star because it's the Star Report. And of course, the sun has been busting us up. There was a solar storm, geomagnetic storm over the last couple of days. If you've noticed, you might have been a little agitated, a little bit emotional, which is normal. But it was for the size of the impact. The storm was bigger than it should have been because of the continuing geomagnetic excursion of the poles. And so, what that looks like is rather than just green and red, there were some purple colors in the northern reaches. And that means that nitrogen is being excited. And so, just know that the intensity of what you felt the storm over the past couple of days was abnormal. So you're not weird. It's just something to look forward to as a regular occurrence. And also, what's going on is there is another coronal hole that is Earth facing, and so there'll be another impact probably closer to the weekend, maybe Friday, Saturday, as that plasma stream hits. So if you're looking for the sun to let up on you, good luck. Just get ready for it. It's kind of like everything else, right? When you start to work out or you get used to the energies, then they have less of an intense shift on you. So just know that the sun's going to be intense for the rest of the week, for sure, but probably for the next 20 years. Um, yeah, good times. We are currently in Virgo, which alchemically corresponds to our solar plexus, which is just below the sternum. Is actually a nerve cluster there, which sort of controls all of the organs in the gut. Um, but sometimes metaphysically is where our anger and control issues are, right? So if that is sort of triggered that you're feeling like you need more control, or you're taking more control, or you are releasing a lot of anger, that's normal for Virgo season. So just sort of pay attention to that, right? If the sun continues to act up and the solar plexus are charging because that's the alignment of the stars, then you're building new habits to move forward, right? So you're building guardrails about, hey, what's this new reality? But also you are releasing anger that A, you have to change in the first place, or B, what you thought was solid was bullshit. So yeah, just sort of roll with that energy of Virgo, which leads us into today, uh, leads us into today. Which is Wednesday, the 3rd of September, 2025. Uranus is really sort of pushing you to your highest potential, right? So, like, what are all these habits for? Sometimes you want to look at this as like a biohacking, or people that are spiritually growing, uh, extra meditation, adding regimens to your life to sort of do that stuff. Uranus is really pushing you to your highest potential. And so that energy is really going to be sort of felt both today and the days coming up in the throat chakra, right? So the throat chakra is usually blue in color, bluish in color, maybe kind of a teal. So you might be feeling a couple of things might be affecting you physically like that. You might feel a little bit of soreness in the throat, almost like a sort of swelling or a dryness where it's sort of hard to swallow. But you also might be having some extra phlegm that might be coming up, right, as that sort of activates and sort of moves you into your highest potential, right? So, not necessarily a direct translation, but a lot of people like to say that, we speak as we create. It's definitely out there in the ether as a belief system, right? So that idea that we're speaking a new creation, right? We're building these guard rules. Thanks, Uranus. All that fun stuff is all going to be in the throat chakra. And of course, when things vibrate, things leach off, right? That's the phlegm. And then, of course, if you're not doing that, you have a dry throat. It's going to be sort of like a soreness, like you've worked out a little bit in the throat, or like if you haven't sang a lot in a while, or you don't normally speak a lot. This is like going on a long car ride and singing the entire way, and that sort of feeling in the throat after that. So pay attention to that energy today. Not a big deal, but something to be aware of. You're probably not getting sick. You are probably whatever that weird thing is popping up on my screen. Um, you're probably just experiencing the push of Uranus. Thursday, tomorrow, the 4th of September, is a 22 Master Day. And that's going to be combining with the energy of Mars, where not only are you coming into your highest potential, but Mars is encouraging you to act on that, right? Hey, I could have been a contender, right? You can still be a contender in Mars, and the energy of the 22 Master Days really sort of pushing you towards that. If you are a habitual procrastinator, it becomes an effort to procrastinate, right? So it's almost like you get into that sort of mode where you're like, I'm going to clean everything, clean the whole house, right? Because you finally got started, right? So the effort to sort of slow that down will be an effort, right? So it'll be hard to procrastinate on Thursday, unless you're like a superstar. I'm a superstar. We'll see. Leads us into Friday, September the 5th. Neptune and Uranus are combining to make you feel at ease with all this change that's going on, right? So you're like, hey, when's all this change going to stop? Probably not. But the energies of the stars are really going to sort of get us used to it on Friday that, hey, um, it's all going to be okay, and you're going to be better at sort of seeing the shift happen, right? It's going to be more often, and what you're going to do is you're going to expect change, and therefore change won't be so bad. Good injury. Also, what's going on Friday is you're really in that sort of expansion that you're doing. You're going to be feeling the ability to sort of see how that's affecting everybody in your life, and or how people in your life might be affirming or rejecting that or being triggered by your growth. So that should be Good Friday. Good Friday moves us into Saturday, the 6th of September. Uranus is moving retrograde, bringing a total of 5 planets into retrograde, which we talk about all the time. I didn't mention at the top show because I was saying right here. Pluto, Neptune, Saturn, Chiron, and then now Uranus are going to be all in retrograde. And same energy sort of bleeds over from Friday into Saturday. You become super adaptable. All of the things that seem like they're falling apart or falling into order, right? And so you might get the sort of esoteric sense that this is order out of chaos, right? So that chaos is causing or allowing, whichever you want to say, the ability to reshape your reality, the reality we're in, right? And so once you sort of realize this is a process, maybe not necessarily unintentional, that you can sort of move into that. And like, how are you growing and how are you going to build your energy system in your life? Fun times. Is that Saturday? That was Saturday. Did I skip the day? That's funny. No, that was Saturday. Sunday, September the 7th, is going to be the full blood moon, lunar eclipse. So that's going to be obviously the alignment of the sun, earth, and the moon. And that's going to really line us up to allow us to do a lot of transformation, like a transformer. And transformation, all kinds of changes could be happening. You want to think of the kind of transformation that's funny. Just had an aha and an alignment moment. That kind of transformation that's going to be happening happened similarly in August of 2007. So things that might have been going on in August of 2007, or some kind of transitions that you might have made, right? Whether that was moving, whether that was a career change, whether that was marriage, having a kid, financial crisis of 2007, 2008. You can sort of pay attention to that kind of stuff, right? Those kinds of energies are the same. So pay attention to that energy on Sunday. Maybe pay attention to the markets on Monday if it's very similar to 2007, 2008. Yeah, that sounds like a fun energy to be going through. But just sort of the eclipse is sort of like, hey, man, here's this 2-week window which starts on Monday, the 8th of September. I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. I can't look at what my date is. Starts the 2-week eclipse doorway, opens this sort of personal growth where it sort of accelerates, right? Where you just get into a motion. It's kind of like you get into a good workout, and all of a sudden you're lifting lots of weights, everything's moving and in rhythm. And you really want to sort of pay attention that what we're doing, what we're sort of building is the release of generations and lifetimes of energy that have sort of culminated, right? And now they have this ability to sort of release. And it's just that sort of time, right? The arc, the alignments, the repetition of the alignments, right? It's just sort of that time to, hey, we held on to these certain patterns of life, certain patterns of culture, and now they're sort of accelerating to release those, right? Um, of course, when change happens, you might want to pay attention that people around you on Monday you might be agitated, are on edge, or think it's bullshit, or think that it shouldn't change, or that whoever instigated the change makes it bad change, not good change. All that kind of stuff happens on Monday. So sort of pay attention to those emotions. Leads us to Tuesday, last day of the report, 9/9 of 2025. And so the 9/9 energy obviously is an energy of completion. And it sort of aligns you with the completion and closure of chapters, outdated energies, right? So not that you're not going to be still lingering the triggering stuff that happens on Monday, but definitely it starts to make sense, and you're able to sort of move past the outdated energies which are going on Tuesday. And you really want to think in general, like what you've been working on since this January, right? So we went back to that 2007 energy, but also what you've been working on to sort of move past or grow or complete or build starting in January of this year is really where the rubber starts to hit the road. Those changes make sense. Those changes lock in. Those changes become beneficial, right? And so it's almost like, hey, the work I've been doing on myself all year is having, some visible um, effect on your life. So look for that energy. Should be at the shop all week. I'm pretty sure I'll be at the shop all week. No holiday weekend to sort of look at. Like it was slow Thursday and Friday, so I was like, well, you know what? It's a holiday weekend. I was going to take off last Saturday, just because, and I did. And so if you missed me on Saturday, apologize, but I should be here all week unless I have another epiphany like epiphany like that on Saturday. But I should be here today, Wednesday, through this Saturday, 11 to 5. Of course, if you want to book an appointment online, newdimensionscrystals.com, or walk in, get a tarot reading, say what's up, buy some crystals, buy some crystals. That would be awesome. Until next week, everybody, many blessings.